Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to my channel. Today I have prepared a video about a very large family of succulent known as Senecio. This genus has approximately 1,500 different species that they are technically all over the mild region of the Africa, and some of the varieties is from Madagascar, and a very small portion of this group are belong to North Africa and Middle East. There are so many different shape and variety in this family. Some of them are uprising like this, that they are generally grow to a very tall plant, but you can always keep them very nice and compact. And some of them are technically growing like a hanging plant, which I am preparing another video about this group of hanging of the Senecio family. And some of them are lavishly grown and do give you a beautiful yellowish greenish flower that they are very nice, as you see on this particular plant. Now, the number of the genus in this family is 1,500, but some of them are classified under a family, under a genus of Curio. There are differences, opinion about some of the Senecios, that's which one is which and belong to Curio family or Senecio family, that I will show you and explain for you in the future in different episodes. This particular succulent is the nice succulent for landscaping, pottery, and garden plant. And as I said, it's a nice, beautiful flowers like a daisy, and they are generally yellow or orangish color. The color of leaves are varies between the shade of green all the way to the whitish color. So here you see on this one the body or trunk of the plant is more towards white, and on the larger one they are greenish or nice green. One of the varieties of the Senecio has a very beautiful purplish, pinkish leaves that is beautiful for hanging plant, or if you want to plant them in the ground, is known as Jacobseni, which you see it. This particular one is from mild and nicer region of South Africa. Generally, all the Senecios are from mild region of the South Africa, except a few that is belong to Northern Africa and Middle East and Arabia, and also some from Madagascar. Senecio is technically very, very strong and nice succulent, but they have a tendency of growing very large, especially if they are in the ground. So at least the once a year maintenance is very, very necessary for this plant, or keep them compact like what you see on the screen for the beauty, and you can always place them inside the house in a nice pottery as I have designed and you see. As I have said, there are so many different variety, but I want to give you a few on this video, and then in future I post other videos and show you different variety. This particular one that you see is the Peliformis, and it's very nice and gorgeous plant. Technically is sort of uprising, but you can train it in the hanging shape, which you see, and it's gorgeous plant, and can be anywhere in the patio or inside the house. The other variety of this genus is known as Senecio vitalis, which they have a very thin leaves, and sometimes the plant has a tendency to grow flat trunk, which is become crested. As you see on some part of the plant has been converted, the body structure from a regular trunk shape to a flat crested one. Another variety of this genus is known as Senecio cephalophosis. Cephalophosis is also known as blazing glory, which they have a very gorgeous brushy shaped flower, which is in the area of a pinkish towards red color. Another variety of this genus is known as Anthophobium. Senecio Anthophobium is a very nice lavishing succulent that does produce beautiful yellow flower, and sometimes the flower is in the type of shape that I'm going to show you one that is look like a colony of the tiny bitty of the different stems next to each other, shaping like a brush, and they are technically yellowish color flower. Many people often mistaking between this particular Senecio and Pedalanthus. Pedalanthus is entirely a different gene, but they are similar, except the Pedalanthus leaves are much wider and bigger than this particular Senecio. In the future, I will cover an episode regarding Pedalanthus family, that some of the species in this family, in this gene, Pedulantis gene, are entirely different looking plant. Now, the very last one that I want to show you is this particular Senecio that is very nice and gorgeous with a very tiny leaves, and they generally can be grown to somehow that you can see the roots trunk above the soil. This variety that you see is known as Senecio nerifolia. It's very beautiful and gorgeous plant that it grows almost 2 feet tall. And also you can keep it in a nice small pot and keep it compact like what you see in these 2 varieties of the same kind. Nerifolia is very beautiful plant to be propagated and place it in a nice pottery for inside the house. As you see, I have said that this Senecio can be grown in the ground, and it makes a very beautiful landscaping piece. So I'm going to show you the way they grow in the ground. They get so many arms, and throughout the years, as I have said, there is certain leaves dries out, but on the top of the plant is constantly the bouquet of the leaves stays alive and nice until they bloom. This is a beautiful example of how you plant them in the ground. As you see, they get very beautiful. Behind it, there is another variety of the Euphorbia meli, but this is where we are concentrating to focus today, about Senecio. Now I would like to give you more data about the care and information about the watering and maintenance, propagation, and soil. When you are going to propagate this plant, you can always cut an arm and use the root hormone and immediately propagate it by putting it in the soil, or you can let it dry out for a few days and then place it in the soil. But you have to make sure that the soil you are going to propagate has to be more high drainage and soft soil. In other words, you do not need to use pumice. You can technically use regular succulent soil, which is 70% peat moss and 30% perlite. The watering of this plant generally is once a week during the summertime, and mostly less water in the winter. This plant can tolerate good amount of the sun during the winter time, springtime, and fall season. But when it comes to summer, you have to be a little cautious not to leave it in the direct sun. Perhaps may get some kind of the burning sensation on the trunk of the plant. Senecio is very nice and easy plant to work with, and in the near future I will have the second episode about the variety of the Senecio that they are hanging plant. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you do, please like the video Leave me a comment if you have any question, and also subscribe to my channel and make sure that you are actually helping this channel by sending and sharing this channel with your friends and relatives. Thank you for watching, and until next episode, have a wonderful day. Goodbye.